Welcome again to the second episode of the Sixth Woman Pod, where you have your faves, Francesca, you have Vintage, we have Mo, Jamila, and Perk.
Hey,
Our
what's
last
up, everybody?
episode went really well, and it
Mhm.
even got a little interesting traction, so that's why we're here again today to do a
Coming to you with
little
a little heat check, little
do
heat
a
check
little
real
Little
heat
heat
quick,
check.
check.
little heat check.
Just do a little heat check. I know you missed us.
Mm,
Um, the first heat check. Where are we starting, ladies?
mm.
Let's start
Vintage's
with Lauren
post.
Bags. Let's just go there.
Let's just go and get it out the way.
Yeah.
Because I just want to make one thing clear, quick disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
Just because people are giving feedback on a player that you like and you see a lot out of does not mean we're hating.
Right.
And my thing is, if these players don't get this type of feedback, granted, it might not reach to them, but if they're not getting this type of feedback, how are they supposed to grow?
Right.
Because we've seen
Facts.
players that don't get feedback think they're perfect and they come to W and they struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So
We've seen that time and time again.
so let's just
Mm-hmm.
make it clear. Just because we're having this conversation, we're not hating. You can hate somebody you don't know and don't know you. So
Talk your stuff, Jamelia.
y'all
Talk
can
your
have the
stuff,
floor and I have
girl.
nothing to say on this because we wasn't hating on nobody. So
She came in hot.
Okay.
And did. What
Listen,
I
you.
want to say real quick about Lauren, I had made the comment that yes, she's tall and all the things. So okay, she's
Mm-hmm.
DPOY last year. We get it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're swatting shots and swatting, because you're 6'7", you're the tallest thing out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too hard to do that. Now what I'm saying is footwork and agility. She has it, but I'm just saying the improvement. What can she do besides around the basket? Can she shoot the midi? Can she do can she shoot a three?
Right.
Those are the things I would like to see. So that's where my
No.
critique came from. But go ahead, Kurt. Let me know.
I mean, I don't. I said what I said, and I still
Mm-hmm.
believe what I believe. I
Mm-hmm.
am unimpressed with Lauren Betts. I was unimpressed with Lauren Betts last year. I'm a big. I played the five, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I will give her credit on she does well for her team and what she brings to her team, but is that going to be enough? In my opinion, no. Does that mean, because I think somebody said I already told y'all go see when she gets to the W.
Mm.
When she gets to the W, I hope she does dominate. I
Mm-hmm.
hope she dominates. But as of today, October 28th, I am unimpressed. And until she shows me, and let me be clear too, because I think that also what the person said was, y'all gonna come back and apologize. We're not. So let me
For
make that
what?
very clear. One, I'm a Taurus. Apologize. Baby, it's got to be
Good
real
point.
deep for me
Good
to
point.
apologize. But two, there would be nothing to apologize for. To say to date that I'm unimpressed, I'm still going to be unimpressed today. Now, if she comes out this season and she balls out and you could tell in the off season she been putting in work and she
Mm-hmm.
comes and she brings us something that we could be like, okay, bet. What I will come back and say and be like, bet,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Bet,
Right.
bet.
girl, you just showed up. You
Mm-hmm.
doing what you're
Right.
supposed to do. But that's
Mm-hmm.
Right.
still not going to be a reason for me to apologize. As of now, I'm unimpressed with her. Been and will remain until she shows me a reason to not be.
Right.
There you go.
Period.
Well, Perk is a Taurus. I'm a Virgo, and all I'm gonna say is, well, I
Virgo
told you so.
gang.
You should have listened to me from the beginning, because I'm always right. I'm always right. Look, listen, Lauren Betts, like Jamila put out last week. We talked about her being the last of a dying breed. Like, and when we say that, we talk about the last solid bigs that we're used to seeing. We know that the game is forever changing. People are going to evolve, right? The game is evolving. So it's not just a matter that you're 6'7". It's you're 6'7", you're agile. You can read and play the gaps. You can defend on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about block shots.
Right.
It's about being able to get those rebounds, being able to push the ball out. It's being able to box out and clear away. We've seen countless times where Lauren Betts get housed by smaller players.
Yep.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? She's not
Right.
as agile. She does not play great when it comes to contact. You know what I'm saying? She does not take the contact and continue with her motion. She has countless turnovers because she can't handle the contact in the paint. So the critique that we're giving is because we are watching a game, and it doesn't mean that we don't think that she's a good player. It doesn't mean that we think she's reached her ceiling. We're saying
Right.
that we see things in her game that she can improve on. And who knows, with all these clips that goes out, there's multiple channels, multiple people with opinions and stuff like that. Who's
Right.
to say that the information won't get to her? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we've been on countless lives where random parents pop in, the
Mm-hmm.
players popped in, friends of the friend of a player popped in. So we know information is getting back to them because they have social media as well. And while
Right.
y'all are clipping, ensure that you are clipping in the entire content of
There
what
you
we're
go.
saying.
There
Don't
you
clip
go.
our stuff just for hot takes, just for you could go off of or try
Mm-hmm.
to go off on the one or
Right.
two things that we said when or one or two sentences when we gave you a whole paragraph. Like, I think that's very disingenuous.
Mhm.
We can love the game, we can love your player, we love basketball as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not biased to where we won't even critique our own teams or our
Right.
own favorite players. We
Right.
Right.
do the whole gauntlet. So it's very disingenuous for y'all to think that the things that we're saying is coming from a position of hate or
Mm-hmm.
malice or something against that person. No, we just love the game.
And I think that you like things that we do, we don't have to put another player down to uplift ours.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So I think that our words do get misconstrued. And I do remember right before that clip, I specifically said that these were the same questions going to into Camilla's senior season that we had for Camilla.
Hmm.
Yeah. You did say
So
that.
And
You
we're
definitely said
Gamecock
that.
fans, right?
Yeah.
right.
And to piggyback off what something Mo said, I have 2 points. When Mo said Lauren Betts, when it comes to smaller players, Juju Watkins blocked Lauren Betts 8 times in a single game.
Mm. So she
Not
did.
you coming with stats.
She
In a
did.
single game. Since we talking about stats,
Since we're talking about them.
Because you
in
know
a
they love to talk
single
about
game.
that.
I didn't say a single season. I
Right.
said a
A
single game.
game.
So I said what I said. And the next time that someone decides to make a post on Twitter, go
Mhm.
go be it. We're here for it. At least add the link to the YouTube, boo boo.
Right.
Like, if you gonna do that, add the link. You know what
Right.
I mean? Let everybody see. Let everybody give their opinion. Okay. So the
Exactly.
next time, copy paste. Mm-hmm. We're
Hmm.
here for all the smoke, though.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I
Love
mean,
you.
Now
Bye.
that we are.
especially when you're gonna go to another app and make four entire posts about our posts.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Tag
thanks for
us.
the engagement, but you could do better.
We appreciate
You
So
have room for improvement,
it.
but that's
who else
okay.
we have on the docket, Francesca?
Yeah.
Well, I did want to so Lauren, we will give her her credit of
Mm-hmm.
she
Yes.
last season she averaged 20 points, 9 rebounds,
Hmm.
2 assists,
Hmm.
and she had a 64.8 field goal percentage. I did do my homework and I went and looked back at some of her games. She did go 15 for 16 in the Ole Miss Sweet 16 game.
Hmm.
I understand that. But we also know who the competition was at the time. And it was Ole Miss. There's nothing, I'm not taking away from what Ole Miss's team was last year, but I will say that that was not the type of competition that you brag and say just mollywopped them.
And again, even that 15 for, if I'm not mistaken, you said 15 for 16.
Mm-hmm.
15 for 16 in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
There was
You should
no,
be.
why would you be missing anything at 6'7" when your competition is 6'3", 6'4", you know what I'm
And
saying, at
that's
the most.
and that's exactly what we're talking about when Vintage said she's tall.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the consensus on Twitter and other places is she should be getting those rebounds because
And
she is 6'7".
and
But
let's not forget, she had a very good point guard who could deliver the
Yeah.
ball to her.
Mm-hmm.
right,
It's not like she's creating her own shot.
Right.
Yeah.
exactly.
Let's go
That's
ahead.
Right.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like she's created her own shot. You're
Right.
Yeah.
literally being hand delivered the ball to where only you can get it, to only
Mm-hmm.
you should be able to go up and
Right.
And
score.
get it.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
there is no expansion of her game. This is just what she does in the paint. So when we
Right.
talk about the last of a dying breed, yeah, the last of a dying breed, 15 or 16 in the paint, most bigs are not doing that because they're broadening out from the paint.
Right.
Right.
They're
Right.
having
Right.
to expand their game and their position on the court because
Thank you.
Right.
even these guards are getting bigger.
Thank you.
Right.
Right. Right.
True
Thank
story.
We're not making it up. It's not like
Right.
it's jump on Lauren Beck's day. No, we're saying
Right.
what we see.
Yeah.
And so her coach did make a very loud statement about her, saying that
Bold.
she was, the generational talent and generational big and very versatile. But how can you be a versatile big if you don't shoot from three? I mean, I do think there are other options for her, but I still think you should have that in your bag. What
or
is Aaliyah Boston adding to her bag? What
or
is
even
Asia Wilson
a
adding to her bag?
Francesca, even just a good midi, a good, maybe around
Yeah.
the free throw line, just a
Yeah, I
good.
was going to the million because I'm not gonna say, and this is just my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say that in order to be considered versatile, you have to know you have to be able to shoot a three. I
Right.
agree. She could have a mid-range game. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? In order to be a versatile player.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't have to be the three, but you do have to consistently be able to do something outside of a layup.
Right.
Because
Right.
you got to think about it. She's a big. You're gonna help out on those screens. So when you're left at the top of the key or at the free throw line or at the foul line,
Yeah.
I should be able to rest on you being able to take that shot from the foul line. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Again, because you don't necessarily have the dribbling capability, which again now you're going up against smaller players who can guard you in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
That's a turnover. That's a steal. They're
Yeah.
able,
Right.
you're not that great of a passer at 6'7" with 2 assists because Fran, you actually laid that out with us that she had two assists a game. So you're not necessarily pushing the ball back out to your two
Guards.
or your three. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or anyone in the guard position. So
Right.
Mm-hmm.
if I can't rest on you at least being able to score at the foul line 10 to 12
Mm-hmm.
feet out, where is the expounding of your game? You know what I'm saying?
Which
I
should
literally
be
have,
normal.
yeah, I
Right.
literally
Which
It
have
should
to.
be
And
normal.
that
mm-hmm.
shot should be a normal shot.
Mhm.
Again, I
Mm-hmm.
was a big. That was a normal shot for me.
Yeah.
I played the five, a true post player five. I didn't shoot threes, but I did shoot from the free throw line every game. There was plays
Mm-hmm.
created to get me at the free throw line to shoot that mid range. So you're not gonna tell me in 2025.
Mm.
Mhm.
I graduated high school in 99. I was doing this back then since
Right.
Mm.
middle school.
Right.
And you don't have a regular, that should be just a straight up confident bam off the
Right.
muscle. Not even nothing to think about. You're 6'7". The
Right.
likelihood, if you got a quick, confident shot of getting blocked shouldn't be that easy. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So no, I don't see versatility yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yet.
Right.
So maybe that's the key word we should say, but the facts are the facts. As of today, I'm unimpressed.
Well, I saw a TikToker talking about is some of this Corey Close's development of Lauren Betts, because that's a
Yeah,
big
I saw
question.
that too.
You go from having Tara as your coach at Stanford, and not
Mhm.
wanting to kind of, transfer into UCLA because you are playing behind the likes of Kiki and Cam,
Mhm.
and now you're in UCLA, and maybe that's what we talk about, the coaching, the system, and the fundamentals. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all that plays a factor in it. It's
mhm,
not just the individual player. It's what schemes are beneficial to the player as well.
exactly,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
exactly,
But do you make the calling of those schemes and them setups? Do you make it easier for your team or do you make it harder?
right, exactly, exactly.
With your play, do you make it easier or do you make it harder?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I totally
Because it's
agree.
not just about the one person. It is a team
Team
sport.
get. Yeah.
It is a
Yeah.
team sport.
It's
So
like
it's
they
not
forget
just
that.
about Lauren. It's about who gets her the ball. It's about her being able to, the teams around her, I mean, the players around her actually using the actual pick and roll the right way. Like all of those things, are you setting her up for success as well? You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
it ain't just about the player.
Well, the person that definitely tried to jump on us was saying that she's going to be integral to the 2028 U.S. Olympic team, and I said,
Yeah,
okay,
let's talk about that. What? Okay, so we're gonna forgo Aaliyah Boston. We're gonna forgo who else for Lauren Betts? I don't know.
right,
What do you guys think?
and well, my
I'm sorry,
question
but
about
I'm
that
not
is
betting
the
against Aaliyah
physicality.
Boston right now. Even right now,
Nope.
like she's already developed so much since she first got here. Like,
Yeah.
imagine by the time the Olympics come around, what? No,
Mm-hmm.
That part.
Aaliyah
For
sorry.
Boston's going to
real.
be scary for international play. And I feel like Lauren Betts has to be more physical to do that. She does use her elbows a bit, but you need to be more physical.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we just got to call a spade a
Overseas
spade.
play? Mm.
These ticky tack fouls that Lauren gets right now, it ain't happening in the W. It ain't
Show
happening
lane,
Nope.
over. It ain't happening
baby.
over there in FIBA. You know what I'm saying? Like
Nope.
it's not happening.
It's
So
not.
Not,
the
not for
fact that
Asia coming
she
up with black eyes and
no,
no foul.
Yeah,
it's just
no.
not gonna happen. And the fact that she is right now, she loses the ball, causes turnovers just with some contact.
Hmm.
Most play they're not gonna allow you to just get the ball in the paint, especially when when you don't receive the ball sometimes at the high, you get it at the low.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
where we're gonna trap you at. That's
Yeah,
what
the Olympics is a whole different animal.
Ball game.
you're
Yeah.
losing the ball and giving the other team the
Hmm.
possession because that's a steal.
And I'm really not keen on putting rookies on the Olympic team. I'm not keen on almost second year players on the Olympic team because I think that there's more learning and more work to do. And you do start to feel that when you start working in the WNBA, but also when you go overseas to play Euroball and you can actually get a feel for that game. It's a totally different game. And I know that Lauren has played USA basketball, but I do think that when it gets to the like worlds are one thing, yes, but that's not a replica of what the Olympics is going to be.
Baby,
The
Right.
the
Do
French
Olympics
are
is
you
a
know
whole
coming,
nother
how
okay?
animal.
hard they gonna play coming over here on our soil in
Right.
2028? Every team's gonna beat us.
Yeah.
But
The
especially the
French is on
French.
their
And especially the
way.
French, and they ain't playing no
Right.
games.
Because
Literally.
we took it from them with, if like I said before, if Gabby had a foot size smaller,
Hmm.
We would have
Yeah.
lost.
we
Would
might have
have
been in overtime.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Would have been
For
So
overtime.
sure.
it's very interesting, but it just came in my head. I can hear Ryan Rook go, "You bet." That's cute. If he could do that for Lauren when
So
she
wait,
gets,
before we close this up, I just
yeah.
want y'all to clarify, right? Because it's a narrative saying that, oh, because players don't shoot threes, that's our definition of versatility.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to clear up. Her shooting a three is not the only thing we're looking for from her,
Right.
correct?
Right.
No,
Right.
Okay.
Right.
She got a
I said
goblet of
that.
things.
That,
Yeah.
She
yeah,
has a
Perk made that
Yeah.
point.
I
Yeah.
made
Yeah.
that
Perk
clear. You
definitely.
do not have to
Because
shoot the
that
three, but
same
baby,
person
you
our
need
friend
at
was
least
talking about was trying
yeah,
to
you
say,
need at least a
you know.
biddy though.
But I don't.
As a big, I'm expecting you to at least be able to shoot a mid range.
Right.
But
Right.
here's the thing, even from the commentary that we did last week, I don't believe we said that she had to shoot a three to be
No.
We
versatile.
We
didn't.
didn't.
I thought
We
we
did.
laid out some things where she needed to improve already.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
I just wanted to make sure that's a,
It's just
yeah.
people being
The
people.
comprehension levels are low as adults, apparently, because we didn't say
Listen,
that.
Baby.
I just need y'all to understand that we made it. We made it to the side of commentary where folks cut and clip whatever it is that they want and just spin
Mhm.
their own narrative about
They
it.
do. They
Yeah.
do.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And just very quickly, 90% of this panel all played. I
Mhm.
played Division 1, middle school, high school, Division 1. Stop playing with me.
Mhm.
You can say what you want to say, but I have my opinion. I'm very strong at it, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna say what I want to say. Okay, I know what
Yes.
it takes. Perk was just saying she was a 5, I was a 4, so I had to support the 5 a lot. It was my responsibility to push it out, to stretch the floor. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why we come up with our commentary, because we've
Mhm.
been
Right.
there and did it.
Period.
Right.
And
I
I ain't even
mean,
about to get into all that. We said what we said. Now,
right.
Period, Pooh.
And
Period,
that's that.
Pooh.
Yes. And we are
That.
also accountability queens. So
okay.
we'll be back. We're gonna move right on
Come
to a
on.
new segment that we're calling Out of Bounds.
Mm.
And
Who was who was out of bounds, sis?
we have a glamour woman of the year,
Oh my.
Lexie Hall, who I feel was out of bounds
Out of bounds.
with a few of the comments that she made in her Glamour magazine article.
Mm.
Uh, Jamila, I know that you said that you had some of the screenshots. I
I
do have.
do.
Did you want to read part of the article that talked
That you
about
got beef with,
Duana,
sis? That you got
or
beef with?
right, right?
I
Because
have beef with, like,
lots of parts.
yes.
Yes. Okay.
And
Perfect.
we're about to open a big can of worms, I feel like, and like, ooh.
Pop the can.
Well, do y'all mind really quickly? I want to say this.
Okay.
We want to start with DB. Now, of course, DB had her own reasoning as to why she left. She hasn't made it completely clear. She's given her note, what she wanted us to know so far. It's none of our business though. She
Right.
made a decision for herself and her family, her career. That's all we
Right.
know. That's all we need to know, right? It's so interesting that the vitriol still remains. Why
Yeah.
Hmm.
can't the woman just move on? She already finished her season. Y'all finished yours. Why? Maybe you guys can
She
help
made
me.
it further. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Maybe y'all can help me understand.
Did I say
Why
that?
is it still a topic of conversation?
And we can
You
get
know,
into that because
they want to
for
blame
me,
people.
it's not even really Indiana, it's the fans. And I'm saying that because, like you said, Vintage, we don't know why she left.
Mhm.
Her teammates don't know why she left. And the Indiana fans don't know why she left.
Yep.
But because they left your favorite team,
Yep.
y'all came up with these nasty narratives and these delusional stories as to what happened. The only people that know is Dewana, AT, the GM, and probably the head coach.
Right.
Mhm.
And this is just me thinking maybe DB didn't want to tell them because she didn't want to mess up what they had going on.
Yeah.
Because
I know.
again,
Did
we
anybody
don't
ever think
know.
about that?
Like, we
Right.
don't know anything. So for y'all to get on here, call this woman old, washed, quitter, terrible at hoops, blah, 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 we're not doing
Hmm.
that. Because for one, they're the main ones saying keep it basketball. So let's keep it
Keep
basketball.
it right.
DB got 2 rings. DB has done her work.
Right.
Mhm.
So let's not
Right.
act like she's some scrub a dub off the floor. Let's
And
not do that.
and let's
Yeah.
not act like this has happened before with DB. This is not a behavioral pattern
Yeah,
that
like a
we
regular.
use.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Never heard anything about Dewana Bonner in that type of negative connotation. So I'm believing, like in the presser, that Dewana Bonner had, like maybe I don't remember if it was before maybe the finals, but she
Mhm.
was just talking about how she's been cyberbullied by the
Mhm.
Indiana Fever fan base, and she's not the only player who has said that they have had issues with the Indiana fan base, talking about them in with racial slurs, with bigotry, with misogyny, with all types of the isms because of how it paints the picture for them. And a
Mhm.
lot of times it sounds like excuses.
Mhm.
Let's not forget
Mm-hmm.
that the Indiana Fever fans did this to their own.
Yep.
Yes.
I was
Talk
gonna get
about it.
there,
That was
but
my
Talk
open
about
it
next
it.
up.
point,
Open
but
it
go
up.
ahead, Mo.
Go ahead,
Let
Mo.
us know.
Are we not going to act as if they did not throw Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell under the rug to the
For
point
Yeah.
where they
several
had to
seasons.
deactivate their
Their
social
social
media
media.
pages when they are at the time they were the number one and two scorers for their teams?
Mhm.
So let's not act as if the new fan base that's just come on to Indiana
Mhm.
even understands basketball.
That part.
Good.
That part.
Another real quick. So mention Kelsey. Now Stephanie just came on and said how much she's really the. I don't know how where this comes
Mm-hmm.
from, or where her intentions, where they originated. Whatever. Point is, she
Mm-hmm.
came out and said yes. Kelsey is our priority, and the fans are upset.
Upset. And that
The
shows
fans
you.
are upset. I just
Mm-hmm.
But
don't
why
get
are
it.
they upset though, sis? Because if we're being technical, the person that they adore more than Kelsey, she was staying regardless. She's on a
That's what
rookie
I said.
contract. Like, why y'all upset?
Right.
Who y'all
Right.
want them to save? The boy that mops the sweat off the floor?
That's the thing. You would think that, again, this is the person who literally laid her entire body out
Body.
Hello?
to you guys. As an organization, a fan base, she literally
Mhm.
left her body on the
On the
court.
floor.
Yes.
You
And
would
after
not
that,
have gotten to
hmm
the second round without this woman.
and
Exactly.
after seeing her on the ground in horrible state, you're still mad. You're mad at her even still.
You mad at her
She
body for
gave her
shutting down.
literal all. That is what really, really, really pisses me off. Excuse my language, y'all. But I really, really, I've had it up to here. I've been through such a transition as a basketball fan, and with my association with Indiana Fever, and I'm at the point now where they just every time they just prove it
Mm-hmm.
over and over and over
Mm-hmm.
again.
And
It's
I think
true.
the
So
biggest
I.
thing is we have to
Mhm.
understand, or you people who are listening and watching, it's not an indie. We're not even going at the team because I think
Right.
that's what
Fan,
y'all not understanding.
Right.
fan.
A lot of people don't rock with Indiana because of the fans, the
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
toxicity of the fan base.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I'm not going at the organization,
Right.
none of that. But what I will go against the organization is the fact that you did not support Kelsey Mitchell. You did not
Hello.
promote her when she had an MVP run. We heard crickets. You
Mhm.
guys had that. If we go keep it a band, had that been Caitlin Clark, that y'all would have laid out the
They would
red
have had a
carpet
parade.
Laid it out.
for to push her as an MVP candidate. So the
Right.
sad part is the Indiana Fever fans is what makes people just be like, we're good. It's
Right.
okay. I can like your players. I can like specific players. Let me be clear. But the fans make it hard to enjoy.
Enjoy.
And
Mm-hmm.
let's not act as if this isn't the new fan base because there was no issue when
Yes,
Tamika Catchings was playing. There was
that's
no
it.
Right.
issues with January. There was no issues when Stephanie White was there. This is not the Indiana fan base that we are accustomed to as
Yeah,
avid WNBA fans,
Right.
not just our teams.
Right.
We love the game. We
the
love the
game.
league.
Right.
So these are not those fans. This
Right.
is a new age fan base,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right?
yeah.
Or just call
What?
a spade a spade. The fans
Excuse
that
me.
came in with as the new eyes of the W with Caitlin
Caitlin
Clark.
Clark.
That's
1000%.
okay
And
to
it's
say.
not all of them, but it is
It's
a
not
grand
all of them.
majority, and it's going along with Perk said. We're not talking about the team itself.
Exactly.
We're talking about particular fan base, and y'all know who we're talking about. If
Right.
it
Exactly.
hurts you, we're talking about you probably.
Yeah.
And it's
Exactly.
literally on. And the other thing about it is, it's not even it's the fact that I'm gonna say as far as the organization is concerned as well, because between the league, the media, and the team, it's almost as if they're turning a blind eye to
Mhm.
what not only we're seeing as other fans
Hmm.
of the league,
Right.
But the women of
but
the league.
also their players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the multiple players across the different teams
Yeah.
have come out to talk about the disdain they have for this new fan
Yes.
base and how nasty they are and how nasty they have been towards them. Again,
Yeah.
the same fan base has done this to their
Yeah.
players,
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
but
Wait,
y'all are
matter of
quiet.
fact, that's the point right there. They're doing it to their own players because last time I remembered, they just wanted to trade Lexie Hall not too long ago
Hmm.
because she had an off game. And what they do is when one player is not playing to their level of expectations, my thing is you can have an off day. It's human nature.
Hmm.
But I want her traded. She's a bum. She
Right.
can't do
So
this.
extra.
Blah, 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 blah. It's like,
Mm-mm.
no.
Mm-mm.
I also think, and like y'all are saying, it's very disingenuous to discredit people's journeys. And when people speak on their journeys and say that they had an issue in the locker room or they had an issue with the fan base because of the cyberbullying, that's not like my friend No Whistle says. The truth is never a dig. That's not a
Mhm.
dig. She's not
Yeah.
digging on the. It's what she experienced. So I'm
Yeah.
not
And you can't
understanding.
take that from her.
Right.
The only thing I
Right.
can do is hold her accountable because, and this is my only thing with DB is, right? We know last year when they were on Connecticut, her and AT, and they beat the Fever in the playoffs,
Hmm.
AT had expressed that she's had a lot of racist and, comments talking about, her preference and things like that
Hmm.
coming from that fan base. So
Mhm.
my thing is to you, DB, when you were a free agent, right? You had 12 options.
Mm.
And that's the option you picked is the franchise that said these things to your fiance. And you thought it was gonna like somewhat go well for you, knowing that that fan base has smoke for your fiance.
I think that it just is just me in my thought, right?
Mhm.
I think that because it was Stephanie White,
Hmm.
Mhm. That's
Same.
what
and
I'm
because
saying.
she had been playing for Stephanie White,
Right.
I
Mhm.
feel as though she trusted Stephanie White. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
she also trusted her to have her back. And I believe also with that said that Stephanie knows why DB left.
Absolutely.
And
Mhm.
and this is the thing that kills me about a part of what Lexie said, and I know Jamelia, you got some things you want to say about her, about the interview. But one of her saying we were in the dark, we still don't know. Your coach knows. So if you want to be mad and you feel like y'all were deserving of some information,
Right.
your coach knows
Knows.
exactly why DB left.
Mm.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But you also got to understand your coach has a relationship with DB that she still hangs on to and she respects.
Mhm.
So take
Right.
that up with your coach. Don't be mad at DB because
And
DB don't owe you nothing. But I
That's how I feel.
guarantee you Stephanie White knows exactly everything that happened and everything that she was feeling. DB took that position because of Stephanie White.
mhm.
That's it.
And for her to allow DB to fall on the sword, I think is again a disrespect to her because of the relationship they had
That's
before
true.
coming to Indiana. But then again, like it feels like sometimes the Indiana effect,
Mhm.
in
But I
Mhm.
my
feel like that
opinion.
puts her in. I'm going to say this about that. Where I do agree with you there, she got to protect herself too. She got to protect her
Exactly.
job. She got a
Exactly.
job to
Of
protect, and
course.
she still had a team to coach.
Of course.
So, whereas, yes, she could have said something, I think it would have been tough for her being their coach, being in that environment to back DB up.
And see, and that again, that's the juxtapose of this, right? So here it is. I have this relationship with DB. That's talking about as Stephanie White. I have a
Mm-hmm.
relationship with with DB as her former coach, and then the coach that she followed behind here to Indiana because
Yeah.
of the relationship that we have. But now I'm also in the locker room, and I'm the head coach to this fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? That now I have to maneuver in such a way that I don't want to have to deal with the vitriol that's coming from this fan base.
That
I
part.
can't be true to myself.
I can't be true to
Exactly.
myself, even though and the nastiness that comes from them has been, the homophobic slurs, the misogyny, the racial
And
undertones.
she's a part of all of that.
All I literally was about to say, she is the epitome of that
Come
intersectionality.
Exactly.
on.
Exactly.
Come
The
on.
epitome of that
Exactly.
intersectionality. And you want me to think that that is normal? That's
Right.
not normal.
And you
Right.
want her to give you good basketball when y'all are playing with her mental health on the internet every day?
Mm.
No.
But and that's, I think, the part that Lexie was talking, like, knowing that Aaliyah Boston experienced what she experienced, that makes sure words for me fall on deaf ears, because
Mhm.
what?
Mhm.
Like,
Completely
you
deaf.
heard that happened.
Completely deaf.
So you're now negating two black women's experiences. But okay. But
And that
okay.
that is that is the unfortunately that is the microcosm that we live in, right?
Yeah.
Or that they're playing in. That
Yep.
this is
Yeah.
completely what we are dealing with on the outside. And we
Yeah.
Exactly.
think, okay, now I'm inside of here. This is my team. I'm supposed to be kind of like protected from all the other dramas and stuff.
Right.
No, this is the microcosm that we live in. So in your locker room, you're still dealing with the same things from out that you deal with when you leave the gym.
Yeah.
The
And you
fan
Yeah.
think,
base is bringing that exact same thing here. Like, so the fragility or the tone deafness,
mm,
right, that she
hmm
exhibited with using that word jealous.
Yeah, that jealous was wild.
Come
so
on,
that,
Jamelia, you want
so
to read
so
it?
well, I wanted to,
Okay, I'll wait. I'll wait.
I
I'll wait.
wanted to transition to two other things, because there are two other
Mhm.
heat checks we have for Miss Lexi.
Oh yeah.
But when Mo talked about the locker room, let's just go there. So in the article, Lexi said, like, they asked her, does Hull feel as many Fever fans feel that the team has a huge target on their back from the rest of the league?
Hmm.
She said, I think there is a level of jealousy when it comes to the Fever, just because of the media attention and the fans that have showed up for us since Caitlin got here. We've heard people and players and teams talking in their locker room about we can't let the Fever win. She did go on to say, if you have extra motivation to beat us because of something out of our control, that's fine. If that's what it takes for you guys to come and try extra hard, I think a little bit of that is needed across the league. Everyone should feel like they're getting everyone else's best, and I do feel like we get everyone else's best.
So
So I
Lexi,
would
where
like
have you been at? Where you
so
been at?
so I would like us to talk about that part first, but while we're all talking about this, I
Hmm.
want all of us to think of another word, and I wrote it down, but I said, let's all think of a word to describe how we feel or felt about the Fever and the media attention and the fans that have shown up since CC arrived in the W. So think of your word you would replace with jealousy, but we'll I know, I know, I know. And I'll go first then, because I think that jealousy is a trigger word to use to form a negative perspective of something. And I feel like when I heard jealous, I said, jealous where?
Yeah.
Jealous why? The best player in the world is on my team. The MVP times four, the DPOY times three, the two-time Olympic gold medalist is on my team. The one of the best point guards of all time in the league, in my opinion, is on my team. One of the best two-way guards, Jackie Young, is on my team. The Gold Mamba, who is 10-0 in the finals, is on my team.
Mhm.
Jealous wear sway,
Mhm.
but y'all can. I'll look
But
up.
when I hear
What was your
jealous,
word, friend?
You didn't get
I
your
haven't come up with
friend.
my word yet.
but when I hear
Her word was
jealous,
Okay, you know
Asia.
what?
Her
Where?
word was Asia. That's what it was.
Asia.
jealous,
That's it.
Oh, Asia. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But
What?
when I hear jealous, I think of somebody that wants something that somebody else has.
Envious, right?
Mhm.
What do y'all have that I want, right? Let's say I was the Aces or I was a Minnesota or something. What do you have that I want? Is it the media
Nothing.
attention from having Caitlin Clark on my team? And that's how I know she be reading stuff on the internet, feeding into media narratives too.
Yeah.
Because girl, what do you have that I want? And that's my thing. Like, what do y'all have that anybody else wants?
They haven't won
Other
anything.
teams got facilities. Other teams got good team. I'm so like she's throwing me off because it's like what did it be jealous of Indiana about?
But so the only thing that I can say that I'm jealous of when she's talking about the media attention is how many games Kathy schedules for the Indiana Fever to play Chicago. Can we see
Gosh.
the Aces play Minnesota? That's a great rivalry. Can we see Indiana play the Mercury? That's a great
That's a good
rival.
rivalry. Shoot.
Like,
Yeah.
those are the rivalries that I'm interested in seeing. But you want to continue to shove the Indiana Chicago vitriol down my throat.
Which really ain't Indiana, Chicago. It's really just Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Let's just be
Exactly.
honest.
Exactly.
And even that is tired because
I'll be so
Yeah.
glad when
y'all are
we
gonna
pass
keep
that.
using Angel to push Caitlyn up to make her seem like she's better than what she really is, if you want to call it that.
Yeah,
Right.
Moving
they don't
along.
even they don't play the same position.
Right.
They're not really, guarding each other or anything
Right.
like that. So it's just this
It's never made
again, it's
sense.
That was
feeding.
Kathy being Kathy.
That's what I was about to say. It's the media in the league feeding into this narrative that came with these fans at from 2 seasons ago.
Hmm.
What,
Mhm.
23 years. So 2 seasons ago that y'all are feeding into when the real basketball fans, we're the ones that are suffering through this.
Right. Right.
Because let me tell there's my word is not jealous.
Mhm.
My word is disdain,
Mm.
because I'm not jealous. I'm just the disdain that I have for the fans who operate out of that nastiness. I
Right.
think
Hmm.
so using
Mhm.
jealousy is literally tone deaf to
Right.
the
Yeah.
real conversations and the real perspective that the people and fans and your sisters in arm
Hmm.
Right.
have expressed with
Right.
the vitriol that comes from this fan base. And
Right.
again, they have said out their mouths that they never even watched the W.
Right.
Oh yeah, they don't even watch.
They
Right.
don't know the game. They have no respect for the history of the W. They have no
None.
respect for the players that are actually there balling out.
Right.
So
Right.
jealous, Lexi,
I can't believe she said
you
jealous.
And
average
That's crazy.
7 points a game.
Oh,
no, but and not only that, the finals were with the Aces and the Mercury, and they had 1.9 million viewers. Where were the views lacking?
they
Where?
never were. They never were.
It is, I'm telling you, it's a false equivalency that people have with thinking that we actually, or that even the players care for
Hmm.
fans that are disrespectful
Right.
and nasty to them.
Right.
That they have to come into an arena and have to now deal with this fan base.
Right.
I promise you, from the information we've seen from players and the comments and stuff that they make, they would care less if those fans were actually there. They
Right.
played the game and was
The,
in the W for the love of the game.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's
Like
why
the
I always hate the what does race have to? Why are we putting race and W in the same sentence? Let's keep it basketball. The problem is y'all can't, right? Y'all take this stand up and y'all go too far. If
Right.
I search up Dewana Bonner on my Twitter feed right now,
Mm,
the amount of nasty words and memes and descriptions y'all have for this woman,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
but y'all are saying race and the W don't mix.
Yeah.
Let's be for real. If y'all knew the W been activate been I can't even talk. They've been fighting for themselves for the longest.
Right.
They've been advocating for themselves for the longest.
Mhm.
So because now you're just now watching and you're just now hip, you feel like we're all being ignorant and we're not seeing where the race is involved. These women been getting called all types of nasty names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because of people like y'all who highlight and y'all elevate it, like y'all are making it worse. Y'all are disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate to have to unlock my phone and see myself being called what DB and AT are being called, what
Mm.
Angel's being called, what Angel Reese is being called.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not about race.
Right.
Y'all can't keep it basketball. The same thing that Indiana fans like to say other people can't do, it's what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pot calling the kettle black.
That's it's
So
straight
I just wish
hypocrisy.
everybody would just log off of their phones and put the mics away, like they love to say about us.
Mhm.
Right.
We ain't. We just picked them up.
Right.
We just getting started.
We are just
True,
getting
true
started.
hypocrites. It's just crazy. I really, I'm just so appalled that she would literally use the word
Jealous.
jealous.
That's crazy work.
Like what? Jealous?
And the only
Lexie.
word I can think for them is just it's toxicity.
Yes.
Yep,
That's
that's
my
a word.
word. It's
That's
just
a good word.
toxicity.
Yes.
The entire like fan base, the entire experience. I mean, it's not even enjoyable to watch
Mhm.
when they're on the screen. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and it's sad because it's like even as pure basketball fans,
Mhm.
sometimes I'm like, dang. For example, and I'll give the example, Aaliyah Boston.
Mhm.
Being a Gamecocks fan, I loved Aaliyah, right? Loved Aaliyah her first season. She's of Indiana, all of the things. But then, and I loved her second season. But
Right.
then we got here, and now it's like,
Girl.
Makes
I
a world of difference.
and I keep having to say I don't want to not like you. Like
Right.
I don't want to not like you. Like that's
Right.
how much I rock with you.
Right.
You know, being able to cheer on Kelsey Mitchell and I love Sid. I know Sid ain't do all of the things, but
Mhm.
even Sid going over there, it hurt my heart.
I know.
Not just to lose Sid as an Aces fan,
Right.
but that's the organization she was going to.
Right.
And it's like, it's hard to support even the players that you love
Mm.
because they go over to this toxic franchise. And
Mm-hmm.
you're like, dang, dog, because I want to root for you. Like
Right.
when you're not playing my Aces, I want to root for you. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And then
Exactly.
it's like, dang, I can't even root for you because come on.
Right.
Like, come on.
But we can't even keep our own perspectives because, like Vintage was saying too, you can feel a way about a player, but you can also respect their game, enjoy their game,
Mhm.
and to that fan base, if you've ever said anything going against the team or certain players, oh, you're just hating. So therefore, when I do have points where I am impressed by what Caitlin Clark or this season
Anybody.
Lexi for
Yep.
me, I was like, oh, like she's a dog on defense. She's
Mhm.
like scrappy. Like I gave Lexi a lot of credit this
We
season
did.
for what she was doing.
Yeah, we all did.
So,
Mm-hmm.
right. So
Unrivaled
when
too.
we do that, it gets discredited because we also have opinions about the team and it's just it doesn't make sense. My word is exhausting.
Hold
But
on, Mo.
Oh, that's a good
Unravel.
word.
What you saying about Unravel? Because I gotta.
oh, I said yeah because of her. Even in her play in Unrivaled, the
Who,
scrappiness.
Lexus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like
feel like
even
we
like
saw
her
her.
being able to her defense, her falling on the ball,
I
causing all
mean,
type
I
of
think
Defense.
she did all right. She did
like
good
Defense.
in
yeah
Okay.
Unrivaled.
yeah.
In
Oh,
Arrival, she
Defense,
wasn't
that's
a
the part that I'm
shadow.
talking about.
Like,
Yeah, like
definitely
Yeah.
defense.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
part that I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Like no, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like I know she wasn't a part necessarily part of the Thrace Leches or whatever they called themselves,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of felt like she was with that same clique. Like I was not. I'm not surprised
Yeah,
that
you
this is
did
her
say that.
comments
You
You
felt
did.
in
that way.
Glamour.
You
It's just
did.
I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't know whether I got it. It came into the afro. I don't
Angie,
know.
Angie.
It could came, but I'm telling you, I felt this way, and I'm that word. It has such a racial undertone,
Mm.
especially when
It's a
referring to
microaggression.
it's definitely a microaggression, but
Yeah.
especially applying to a league that's what almost
Predominantly
seventy
black.
percent, but
Exactly.
70%, almost 70% black. So
Exactly.
even that, so you negated your the experiences and stuff of your own teammates, and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
then looking at the totality of the league and what it consists of, not knowing that that word would trigger that. That's
Yeah.
a trigger
But
word.
did she not know, Mo?
But that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
believe she did
I
know.
think she
Yeah.
knew. I think
I
she
think she
knew.
did know. I
Yep.
think she did know. And it's another thing to now, you're gonna have people that now say that one, we're harping on race so much again, and it's always crazy. It's like we're responding to the things that people say about us,
Have
but we're the
said
ones,
right.
Right.
like that's part of that thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like you all are mad at us for having an opinion or critiquing the behaviors and words from
That
other
y'all
people.
right.
Right. So I have two things. One thing is in the same article on Lexi's portion, she said, well, they were saying, hard as she tries, Hold can't always avoid reading the comments on social media or taking vitriol to heart. She said, I think that you can be supportive of people and I think you can also have your favorite players, but I don't think there's room to degrade people and speak in a way that is disrespectful. That is over the line. So basically, you're out of bounds and you're over the line with your comments.
Come on, out of bounds.
Yes, and
not
she's
even
out of
that,
bounds
baby.
because
The
instead of
franchise
her
of the
applying,
To
jersey
call
you
people
wear.
jealous, that's crazy.
yeah, but instead of her, see, that's the thing, and that's another thing that I don't like with these microaggressions and racial
Mm-hmm.
overtones and stuff, because you said a whole bunch of nothing. Because if you're
Right.
not directing that to exactly who's doing it,
Right.
it falls on deaf ears.
Everybody.
Because guess
Right.
what? You'll get a bunch of people say, "Well, I don't do that. I don't do that." No, you know exactly who do that.
Right.
You
Hmm.
know.
The
And
Right.
fan
instead
base
of
of
you
that jersey
saying
you
it
put on.
specifically for the fans there, you
Hmm.
want to be sheltered by them. Because
But
you know if you turn on them or you correct them, they're
right.
gonna turn on you.
But
Hmm.
why would like y'all are saying, but it's like talking out two sides of your mouth because you're saying that it's over the line, but it's also okay to say that you hear other people and teams talking about we need to beat the fever.
Hmm.
But isn't that the mission?
Hmm.
Isn't that the
Yeah,
goal
it's to
of
beat y'all.
playing
So
the
what's the
sport?
problem?
So
Hmm.
And
I
whose locker room was y'all previously in?
Eavesdropping on. Who y'all
that
got bugged?
that's just crazy to me to think that people have it so out for you, but in actuality, like they just want to win, just like you want to
Yeah,
win.
I feel like it's a little delusion.
Yeah,
They're
Right.
like in a bubble, you
yeah.
know.
And
And
you're
let's be
definitely in a
clear.
bubble with averaging 7 points a game, thinking
Ah,
somebody's jealous of you. Like I just don't
mm.
like the
Go ahead,
math doesn't
Jamelia, because I
math.
know Jamelia want to go in. Go ahead, boo.
You know I'm not gonna go in, but I just want to make this clear. Every WNBA team is toxic. They got their toxic fans.
Right.
But it's her jersey's team specifically. It's too much. It's way too much.
I agree.
So
It's
for her to sit
overwhelming.
here and
It's
say it's not
overwhelming.
okay, it's like, girl, do you are you not aware of what arena you
What
play in
you
every
just
night?
said. Right.
Like, are you not aware of what you just said?
When this is for me, this is what broke the camel back for me. The straw that broke the camel's back for me is seeing Alicia Gray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that game was tough.
Seeing Alicia respond the way that she responded to what they were saying to her over there,
Right.
and to see her almost shut down in
Right.
a playoff game,
Right.
Yep.
and the way she had to be calmed down by her teammates because of whatever was disgusting enough to have her respond that way.
Right.
Mhm.
That right there for sure. I believe everybody when what they said that they. But when
Right.
I saw it from my
Mhm.
own eyes,
Right.
not
Yeah.
just like little clips and stuff, or thinking I heard something at a game that I've gone to
Mhm.
see Leash respond that way,
Right.
I said, yeah,
But
it's
hold
a
on,
wrap.
I give you one better. Remember with Sanaya Rivers.
Uh huh.
Exactly.
Remember with Sanaya Rivers. With Sanaya Rivers had to get that fan, and it was a
Mhm.
Caitlin Clark fan because he had
Mhm.
on the Caitlin Clark jersey,
Mhm.
and had to get him removed from that game.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Right.
with Alicia, you can't tell me that they were saying that the guy was saying something about, oh, she's giving up. You don't have to guard her. She's giving up. No,
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 that's not. That's that.
that's
That
not
that
what was
can't
said. You
be
can't pay
what
me
was said.
$1 million to believe that.
No,
Yeah.
ma'am. Mm-mm. They could tell
Uh,
that. They could tell that to somebody that was born last night.
Night.
Ours was
Yeah,
born
not
at
at
right.
night.
night.
Okay, at night. Okay.
Right.
No.
Nah, but we delusional though. Like these
Mm-mm.
things ain't being said in Indiana, child.
Mm.
So there was also another interesting part of the article because when I say I read it.
Yeah,
But
we.
but um they they kind of also asked about the interesting fact that Lexie is the one of the only players to play with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was saying that playing with both of those players, playing with every player, that was her adding it
Mm.
anyway. But everyone's a good person, she says. I think that's what fans don't see all the time, that these people aren't just cussing at the refs, pushing people down. That's not who they are off the court, and people need to know that. How do we feel about that?
Why are you mentioning other players? They specifically said Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. So
Exactly.
you having to throw in the rest of the players
Right.
to prove a point or to make a point to kind of like not give Angel, because that's
Mm.
what it comes down to. They
Hmm.
believe that about Caitlin already. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like her
And we
fan base.
believe that about Angel because we see it. So boom.
Exactly, but her fan base but the Indiana Caitlyn fan base, they believe that she's a good person and that she's not like this or doesn't get antsy and stuff like that amongst with other players or the coaches and things like that. Even though we're clipping and seeing exactly real time them
Mhm.
disrespecting their own assistant coach and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So, but they believe that about her. The interviewer specifically asked you about Caitlin
Right.
Clark and Angel Reese. And
Right.
instead of you taking that time to say, yes, I played with Angel and Unrivaled, and I played with,
Yeah.
played with
Address
her,
the
and they're
question.
they're the same. Exactly the same. They
Right.
they they are them. You know what I'm saying? They're
Hmm.
not what y'all think it is. Instead of you just leaving it at that, you got to throw in the 170 other players that's inside of it. We didn't ask about it. She didn't
Did
ask about them. You know
Exactly.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Deflection.
So
Deflection.
Yeah.
that's another thing that they're constantly bringing them against each other, and at a time where you can kind of settle the playing field or settle the
yeah, they don't
storm,
do
You
it.
keep it up in
you kick
arms.
it right back up.
Because she'd have
Exactly.
been in that hot seat had she did say, "Oh, the way people feel about Angel is wrong."
Mhm.
They would have been on her top right after that,
Yeah.
Again,
Right.
and that's what she don't want. So it's like
And
again,
that's crazy.
we're
And
just
you have a
talking
great
just to
point.
talk. Like, come
Mhm.
on.
She had a very close interaction with her Unrivaled with
Right.
Angel. She could have really like just cut
Right.
all that mess out.
yeah, she could,
Right.
and actually, because again, this white woman could have did that for this black woman who's facing
Right.
this racial aggression that we're seeing, right?
Mhm.
So at the time where you thinking she could again calm everything down,
Mhm.
she just heightens it because you
Yeah.
don't make the distinction or you don't bridge the similarities that they have.
Bridge. Yeah, I think that
You
was a
have to
great
bring
word.
everybody else in it so they can again still keep her isolated.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's
My
And I,
not
thing is
fair.
that whole beef is stale. Like I'm tired of it.
It really
Like
is.
we know what it's
Right.
rooted in. It's never gonna
Mm,
change. My
mm,
thing is, can we start putting Caitlyn against other guards like Paige? That's where
mm,
y'all skin
Oh, they
start to get
hate
hot.
that.
That's where y'all
Girl.
temporize. Let's talk about it.
Girl,
mm,
Yes,
they
let's
yes,
talk
hate
yes.
about it because that's where I was gonna go. Because this is what I was gonna say. Because I have to make this statement because you are tuning into a podcast where you're seeing 5 melanated women,
mm,
right? And I know some people gets a little up in arms when we get to talk about Caitlin Clark. So let me be very, very, very clear. I rocked with Caitlin. I was a fan. I felt like I was excited to watch Caitlin Clark play. I started following Caitlin her junior year.
Me
And
too.
I remember calling my sister like, hey, we got us one, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I was a fan. It was
Right.
not until Caitlin entered the W. It was not until I felt as though Caitlin, instead of her denouncing the BS,
Mm-hmm.
and just being like a page, let's just call it what it is.
Mhm.
That's what made me look at Caitlin a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that I don't think she's a great player? No, it does not mean that.
Exactly.
Will I give her props and the skill set that she has all day,
Exactly.
every day?
Mhm.
But understand that when we talk about her flaws, I'm not just going to talk about Caitlin Clark's flaws because I'm a hater. I'm talking about them because they're there. The same
Right.
way I would talk about Angel Reese. I love Angel. I am an Angel
Mm-hmm.
fan.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I got on the Angel shirt. And let me say one reason why I got on the Angel shirt is because the other day in Vintage's post, what they say Vintage, oh, she over there with a Me Bound shirt I don't talk about. And I got another one. And another one. Just for that. I
Yeah,
purposely did
do.
that. Because let me get you together real quick. I'm a basketball fan.
Right.
I rock with Angel Reese, but does Angel Reese have many flaws? Yes, and I ain't got no problem saying that.
Right.
That does not make me a hater. Now, does it?
No.
Does it? But it would be okay if I call out Angel's flaws, but I can't call out Caitlin's flaws, or else I'm a hater. So let me be clear. Yes, you see Black women talking about basketball. And when we talk about Caitlin Clark, it's not racism.
Right.
It's not we hating because the white girl came into the league and she da 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 da.
Right.
Because y'all seem to forget that Sue Bird came before her.
Come on.
Then DT came before her. And both of them got
Especially.
the same color skin as Caitlin Clark. I don't
Right.
know how it is that y'all forget these things.
Stewie.
But since we want to talk about the now, we now have Paige Beckers, okay?
Right.
Beckers.
And when we talk about rival, when we talk about comparing these athletes, y'all want to run from the Caitlin Clark and the Paige Beckers.
Right.
Well, let me give you something good, right? There was a black man who called Paige pandering Paige because she made a speech and she acknowledged black women. So that's why they have an issue with Paige.
Yeah,
And
and that
that's
was
why
how many
Paige don't
years
get the
ago?
HCC yet.
Yeah. Yeah. That was how many years ago? Paige is still that same woman.
Right.
She's not pandering. She was raised by a black woman.
Right.
She grew up in the atmosphere, the environment, and she not just gonna let y'all push black women aside as if they didn't make this league, because they did.
They did.
That's and y'all don't like, and that's why y'all always make it a point to say, oh, the white girl came in and shook it up. Sue Bird came in and shook it up.
She did.
DT
Okay.
came in and shook
Right.
it up.
Right.
It's so many before that came in and shook it up. So what that her skin is white? She
Right.
has a logo 3.
Right.
And it's a beautiful one.
And
Can't
it's
deny
beautiful.
that.
And when she hot, she hot.
And
Right.
those
She not,
those
she not.
those passes, some of the passes I've seen, wow.
Great, amazing.
I can give her that too.
Yeah.
I can. But what I've always been a proponent of let's give these, rookies, second year and third year players a little bit of grace because it's their first, second, and third year.
Right.
Everybody had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So saying what we would like to see from them going from one year to the next is not a dig. It's
It's not
not.
hate. It's not hate.
Yeah.
But when y'all talk about them threes and them assists, I'm also gonna talk about them turnovers and that lack of defense.
Yeah.
Again, and it should be okay to call
And
Yeah.
out
to
the
do that.
flaws.
It's
Right.
okay because we're not making it up. We can see
Exactly.
it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Led the
Exactly.
league in turnovers.
Yeah.
But it's also like we talked about earlier on in this pod about the microcosms and things that we see that are mirrored in the league within the real world, but they continue to move the goalpost. So they move the goalpost for Angel Reese and say, "What are rebounds anyway? Like you're just what are rebounds?"
The rebounds
They're
that
me
saved that team an
bounds.
extra possession. What happened?
They're me bounds. That's what they are.
Right.
the ones that give you extra 2 points on the
Okay.
Another
Come on, like stop
opportunity.
playing.
Right.
they're needed. This is the only the last 2 years has been the only time in the history of basketball where a rebound has been deemed as unimportant.
Because baby,
Right.
I know Dennis Rodman was known as what?
Yes.
What
That's
did
all
he
he would
do?
do.
2015, honey.
That's all he did.
Right.
But
Like
he was that dude. But
Right.
as soon
Majority of
as
what he
you
did.
start
Yeah.
calling Angel Reese, oh, we nobody cares. Nobody watches the game for that. So they just start coming up with double doubles. They just start highlighting double doubles. They
Right.
just start putting in offensive and defensive rebounds. Why is
Right.
it a stat if it's unimportant? I don't know any stat that's unimportant.
mhm.
If
Listen,
it wasn't
Unless they
important, she
make
wouldn't
up
have an
ones.
award for it. So please.
And we are
Charlie,
gonna give
let me tell y'all right now, I just got this epiphany. Especially with us being melanated and me sitting here with this big old fro, they about to chop us
Oh,
up.
we about to be
Chop
chopped
us
I
up
don't
up.
fruit.
care. They could prove
Chop
my
us
Papa
point
Shot.
fruit.
even
They about to
get
more.
my good
Please do
side.
it.
Yeah,
Get my good
Right.
side.
It's engagement.
Okay.
It's
What?
they about to
engagement.
get us, y'all.
We don't mind
Let me
it.
get my lighting right.
Yeah, not
Okay.
even. Just prove my point even more that
This
y'all
is
just
your poster.
ignorant. Like,
Look, you're painting back there too,
Yeah,
Vicky.
girl.
Oh, they about to get
Yes.
us.
Yes.
Friend, you
Make
gotta
sure
leave
you
this part
get it.
in. You
Make
gotta
sure
leave
you
this part
get
in. They
it.
gonna get us.
I can't
Jamelia, what
wait.
if you still had on your bonnet, girl? Baby, they would eat
But
us
oh my
They
oh,
God.
fall
alive.
out.
Sharkia, hold up.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
They
No,
gonna get us.
ma'am.
They
But
gonna be like,
I
look at that spectrum of color up there. Look at them
the
talking.
spectrum, the beautiful spectrum.
All
And
shades, honey.
and we can make complete sentences so that
Okay,
gets
and
them in a
articulate
tizzy.
because we know the game.
Yeah,
We
because
Yes.
love
that's
the
what they like to
game.
do. They like to say we're dumb and we're unintelligent because we're
Right.
black women.
Right.
Last time I checked, my 3 degrees say otherwise.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
My
Last time I
two,
checked.
Okay.
my two say otherwise. And this whole panel.
Period.
I mean, we got military experience. We got all types of stuff
Right.
going on. Stop playing with that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Stop playing.
But the common denominator is that we love women's basketball and that
we
we've
love
been
it.
watching
Yeah.
for a while. And it's okay actually. I don't mind the new fans who come in and who say, "Hey, I did come in with Caitlin, I did come in with Angel,
Yeah.
but I want to know more about the league which in they're playing in."
Yeah.
And that's okay too. But also, the thing that frustrates me is knowing somebody like Asia Wilson got it out the mud and is always being discredited
Yeah,
for
they
what
love
she's
her.
doing and for her abilities, when in actuality, she continues to show her top tier talent on
Mhm.
the court day in and day out.
Yeah.
And
She's the standard
and,
again.
The
and it
standard.
honestly, even with that,
Mm.
like we said, we keep saying over and over, and we have to keep reiterating that we literally love this game, right? So
Right.
Yeah.
we've seen everybody, and we're old enough to see when the W started. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Exactly.
And then playing the game, being lovers of the game, watching it. Like
Right.
it's okay for y'all to see it, but I think what the issue that I have in it is like even Lexie, like the comments, words matter,
They do.
right? So if words matter and you are cognizant of the players that you're even just in your locker room alone, you have to know that how you phrase things
Mhm. Matters.
feeds into the narrative. It's
Right.
either going to feed into the narrative or it's going to
Yep.
starve the narrative. And
Mhm.
Yep.
you have to be conscious and cognizant of your decisions with the words that you use.
Yeah.
Am
Definitely.
I going to feed the narrative or am I going to starve the narrative? And for the
Definitely.
betterment of the game, it would behoove you to starve the narrative
Right.
because
Me
you don't
too.
want to see these, racial issues or microaggressions or whatever the multiple isms that we've come across in the league.
Right.
You want to be on the best side of the game. You don't want
Exactly.
to be on the worst side of it.
Right.
Mhm.
And your words in these magazines and these interviews and things like that, they are forever.
They
We
are.
see what happened with Angel.
They
Yeah.
do.
Right. We
Like
do.
for real. They matter. It's just
They
the
do.
truth.
They do. I think that too, like sometimes they are a little bothered that representation matters. And there's a
But
lot of representation for us in the league.
but it's
And
crazy.
Mhm.
mhm.
No, I'm sorry. I thought you was finished,
Oh,
friend. Mhm.
yeah, I was. I
Oh
was.
no,
I
no, I'm
was.
saying it's crazy because even then I look on TikTok, I look on Twitter or X now. I see the comments from white fans who say things like, "Oh, well, my daughter, my niece, and my granddaughter has representation with Caitlyn and with Lexie and with whoever else that they well, mostly it's the Caitlyn Clark fans, so that they're saying that
Right.
because they understand that representation does matter.
Matters.
Right.
So
Right.
just
Right.
because it's not your representation
Hmm.
doesn't mean that it's less important. Doesn't just
Right.
Agreed.
because it doesn't cross over
Agreed.
into your realm doesn't mean that it's less important.
But you
Right.
would also think that sport, in playing a sport, being a part of a team would make you more inclusive in your everyday life. Like you would
Mm,
think that playing with a person like Aaliyah Boston, who is not from this country, or a person like Kelsey Mitchell, who's right up the street, that it would give you a little bit of a unique insight
Mhm.
to how these women feel and the things that they go through, and
Yeah.
with them speaking on what they go through. But you discredit it with the words that you say in an article like this when
Mhm.
you're being recognized as one of the women of 2025
Mhm. Yeah.
as an honor, which is
Because
wrong.
to me, when you use words like that, it's almost as if, well, you don't really have a connection with the other people that's in
Mm.
your locker room. Because
Exactly.
if you did, you would choose better words. You wouldn't
Mm.
Right.
say
mhm.
the things she would not have said and use. That I'm so triggered
Mhm.
right now. You would not have used the word jealous. Like
Right.
Yeah.
jealous of what when you're not going to break down the nuance of why the media is following you guys around, why
Right.
you have the most, nationally televised
Games.
games and
Hmm.
stuff on there. You won't talk about the endorsements and stuff that's going to a particular person when you have a history and a foundation of players who've been here and are getting the blind eye turned to them, and they actually play better. They actually, what I'm saying, they have the history there in the league. It just lets me, but well, at least again, and I could be wrong, but when you use words like that, it almost makes me believe that you don't have a relationship with any of your teammates that are
It's
Yeah.
it's
different than
not
you.
of substance
Yeah.
because I feel like when you have a different identities as friends or teammates, as you so call it, me personally, I'm going to have those conversations, even
Right.
if I don't
They're
understand it,
uncomfortable.
and that's the problem. She don't relate, so she'll never get it.
Right.
They're gonna have to
Yeah.
feel what we have felt for thousands of years to actually understand it, and she
Hmm.
won't. And my thing is playing in a league where it's mostly black women, LGBTQ plus women. You're like you have to literally educate yourself before you
Mm-hmm.
start speaking out and saying things like that.
Mhm.
I totally agree with that, and I also think that I think that some of the new fans got a rude awakening when they did come to the W, because what happened was their fave was not the best. And so that was their issue. Like, I get that she was the rookie of the year. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also battling and competing with people like
Mhm.
NapheesaCollier, with people like your own teammate Kelsey Mitchell, with other people who, like we've all said, have been here for a while, like the Brianna Stewarts, who have been here. So I'm confused as to why, like Diane Taurasi said, this is a grown woman's game, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but we're gonna change the subject. Actually, we're not gonna change the subject. We're gonna keep it on the Glamour magazine really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but Nafeesa Collier was also one of the Women of the Year, and it was kind of funny because the article started with this WNBA profile may result in fines.
Ooh, that's
But
cute.
that doesn't concern Nafeesa Collier. And
Mm.
Nafeesa said, I can talk about whatever I want to talk about.
Okay.
No, that's right. You better
Completely
talk your
fearless
stuff,
time.
Fee.
So
Yeah.
this article came out, well, it came out recently, like maybe the 27th, but what it, it was, the interviews were conducted
Conducted. Mm-hmm.
right after the regular season, right
Mm-hmm.
before the postseason. So
Mm-hmm.
I think Glamour Magazine kind of got it wrong because they didn't have anybody, maybe from the Aces or maybe from the other teams that were also in the playoffs. They had two Sably sisters. They had Jonquel Jones, who I
Yeah.
understand because she was the Finals MVP. I'm not upset the Asian didn't make it because she was the Glamour woman last year, so it doesn't matter. But there are other people they could have also elevated, and they chose to do
Mm-hmm.
this the way they did it. And I think that they thought that Nafisa was going to be MVP. I think that they thought I think that they thought it was going to be New York and Minnesota in the finals. So I
Mm-hmm.
think they thought the article was going to hit a little harder because of the placement that they prejudged
Mm-hmm.
about the teams and their rankings. And that's what happens when you do these preseason narratives that end up a different way.
Mm-hmm.
I
So,
think
so
it's fine,
Hmm?
honestly. I think it's fine.
Of course, yes.
I think it was a beautiful display of I love the Sabali sisters.
Hmm.
I get it, and I understand what you're saying too. The
Hmm.
prejudgment, the preseason, da da da.
Hmm.
I think it turned out okay though.
No, it did turn out okay. I definitely don't
mhm.
think it didn't turn out okay. I think that
Turned out
Nafisa
wonderful.
being in it
Yeah, they beautiful.
definitely was a huge part of it because of her comments that
Mhm.
happened after her season ended
Right.
with the
For
commissioner.
sure.
So I definitely think that was pretty spot
Mhm.
on. And like I
Yeah.
said too, with Jonquel Jones being the Finals MVP of last, she's obviously another person that I thought was, perfect for this article. But what I
Mhm.
wanted to talk about very quickly was Lexi's comments on the officiating.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to find the quote now because I thought I do have it. I know where it is. Sorry, guys. Okay, so Lexi said, oh, is that not it? Never mind. Y'all talk about something else because I
Okay.
can't.
So the question I posed to you guys here on the panel is, do you think that the W as a whole is doing a good job with maybe highlighting other players?
Of course not.
No.
I do not, because I think that there's so many storylines that could be talked about
Yeah, they're
that
horrible
get
at
negated because of what they think is going to drive up views and drive up publicity. And
Mhm.
I understand that because as a business, no publicity is bad publicity. But I
Mhm.
do think that you do miss, like we were talking about,
it.
some of the people that are of African descent that have specific communities that could come and support them and that are
Mhm.
very willing to support them, but they don't highlight them enough to let them know, hey, come support.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah. Because the reason why I say that too as well, because you have it's a fact that a lot of the current fans that we have right now, especially with the following under Caitlin Clark, that they never paid attention to basketball before,
Right.
Right.
right? So my thing is, if you guys are highlighting that and constantly pushing that and pushing them out there,
Mhm.
that adds into the narrative. Okay, yeah, we like fans who don't necessarily watch the game, but you like this one person for whatever reason you like. If you're not tapping into other players and highlighting them to a degree, you won't be able to draw in any other fan base.
The W has horrible marketing. The business
Mhm.
structure is just out of bounds, just crazy. I don't understand why they haven't fixed it or tried to since.
Mm-hmm.
With all the hoopla that's been going on the last few years, but they're still horrible at marketing and really uplifting. I mean, we've seen Unrivaled like blow them out of the park
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
with
Yeah.
just visuals alone. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh
And
goodness
y'all,
gracious, visuals.
we got 2 more days till the CBA, the deadline
The
comes.
deadline.
Oh, they're gonna
So
drop news on that saying the agreement is not gonna happen by Friday.
Mm-hmm.
we need that.
because Adam got a lot on his plate, honey.
He does. He really does.
Adam got a lot going on,
Scandals after scandals after scandals.
and
That whole
it's
thing is crazy.
yeah.
First of
Betting,
all,
honey. They betting, honey.
Baby.
Ah, yeah.
Um,
all the
DIY
parlay
parlay
pushes.
looking like it's looking.
Did you
Mm,
find that comment,
I
friend?
did, I did,
Okay.
and then we can close with this. I know that we've already
Yeah.
gone past our time, but um, Hole was talking about we're getting fined for saying things, and then she said, "Are the refs getting fined for making the wrong calls?"
Oh,
I mean,
Now,
that's the standard
She
question.
ate down. She
She
ate.
did
Yeah,
She
it
ate.
I'm sorry,
right,
she
well, this
ain't
is the thing.
She
that's a
ate
right.
good
down.
one.
This the thing. Y'all paying them $1,500 a game.
I know,
Right.
I know.
So if they
Certain
miss
Do
it,
do
they
games.
they
miss
gotta
it.
pay for their flight too?
They do.
I
And
mean,
food.
so that
That is
kind of is
horrible.
that going into their little CBA? You know, like the
They
men got
need
they
to.
actually a salary. You know what I'm saying? Their refs a
Hmm.
salary, and to which I feel like we would see a difference if y'all did pay them a little bit more money. It's
Yeah.
a
Right.
job for them too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
is. It
So
is. And
to
I
put
told
out quality work, I want to get quality pay.
Yeah.
and I told you guys that a lot of the refs that ref in the W are just like the women that come in as rookies and have about a 6 week break and then they're thrown into the season.
Okay.
So I've seen the refs that are coaching, I mean ref coaching, that are officiating for the Final Four and
Mhm.
officiating for the SEC
Mm-hmm.
tournaments. They're also officiating for these WNBA games. They're probably tired too
Mhm.
Hmm.
and not
Yeah.
getting
Well.
paid.
But nah, that's a real thing. I think it should be something.
Yeah.
That new, you know how they do it with, in football and stuff. They be having the officiator from New York, like the headquarters, watching the game. Like,
Yes.
hey, do you think this is what you call it? They
Right.
need to have somebody like that too.
Well, didn't they
I
just suspend somebody in the college football? Ref, somebody. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Somebody
I don't
got.
watch football
I
like
don't
that.
know that. I'm not a football fan, so.
Mhm.
But I
Mm-mm.
know they did make a big deal about a college football ref. He
Mhm.
missed some vital, real vital calls just recently,
Mhm.
and they got him up out of there.
oh,
as they should.
That's
it's strict
unacceptable.
over there.
I think that
Yeah.
there has to be some type of like system that they used for the refs, have an executive ref, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then if there is a questionable call or you just blatantly got it wrong, because as we saw in the
Yeah.
finals, some very
There's a
blatant
lot.
things that
Mhm.
happened in
Yeah.
front of the refs. If you see it and you don't call it, I think that you should be fined, or at
Mhm.
least get a tick on your on your name, so
So
Hmm.
that
when
the
you get
next
up
time
out of
that it
there, right?
happens, the
Hmm.
next time it
Yeah.
happens, maybe you don't get to call the big games.
Yeah.
Maybe you
Mhm.
don't get to do certain. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It seems like there's no accountability. That's just not good.
None. And then
No.
I
my whole
agree.
thing is Kathy keeps saying she's about to have this little committee started with players and some officials to hold everybody accountable. But it's like y'all always doing these little committees and these campaigns, and they don't come through.
Right.
Mhm.
They
I don't
don't.
believe nothing that Cassie say.
The
Period.
no,
Me neither,
look at the
child.
no space for hate. That didn't come through.
Right.
So
Hell, the players don't believe her. I hope she don't expect us to.
That part. That
But the
part.
Yeah.
Seriously.
but they're quick to investigate Vegas. The city of Vegas wanted to give each player like a certain amount of money
I remember that.
Oh yeah.
when
Hmm.
Deasia Fair was playing with the
I remember
Aces.
that.
And then the WNBA had an investigation, and they ended
Mhm.
up not giving the players the
The
money.
money. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I remember
Like,
that.
Do y'all
wild.
see that comment? Did y'all see that? Do y'all
Uh-uh.
have accounts
No,
I could tag from our Twitter? Love this combo.
no, I didn't see that one.
No, I don't see it.
Oh, they y'all. It's in the comments right now. I work at Playback, by the
Mm-mm.
way. Hey.
Hi, whoever is there.
I
Hi.
don't
I
see
I
can't
anybody,
don't
but
think
tell.
so.
hi.
He said hello.
Thanks for the feedback.
Yes, thank you for the feedback. This is our
So what
second
accounts are you
episode.
speaking of though? Are you talking about Twitter accounts or what?
I don't know why I don't see the comment,
Yeah, okay,
unfortunately.
he's saying Twitter accounts.
No, I haven't. I don't. We don't have a Twitter account yet.
We
Tonight
don't
we
have one
will.
yet. We have personal ones,
We have
but
personal ones, and we also have TikTok and
yeah.
Instagram accounts. But the Twitter ones or the X ones, we do not have yet.
I'll link the tweet here so you can engage. Awesome. Thank you
Oh,
so
thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Look at that.
Interesting. You just never. I
You
always
just
say you
never
never know who's
know.
watching.
When it's
Right.
meant, it's meant.
But
Definitely.
yeah, but to piggyback, so I had to look at what Vintage was saying, and this was about football. But yes, it says October 2025, an SEC referee Ken Williamson was reportedly permanently suspended
Yeah.
for his officiating in the Auburn versus Georgia game.
Yeah, when you said
Hmm. That's
Williamson,
And
yeah.
probably
they
why I heard about it. It's
and
Georgia.
they said
Mhm.
early in 2025, the NFL reportedly fired 3 officials, regulating them to work in college
Mm.
football as part of a crackdown on accountability.
Wow.
Okay.
Now here's my
Look at
Wow.
thing.
that.
If you couldn't get
I'm just saying,
if
why
you couldn't
can't
get it
we
right
take
at
any
the
sort of like
NFL
model
level.
of that?
So basically, they saying like until you like we're gonna put you down a notch. You know, that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
it seems like. So I would say like in the W, if they would do that, pretty much like you going back to college. But look, don't go back to the SEC.
Don't go back there.
Because
Don't
don't
come
be
Right.
playing with us.
Right.
Don't
No.
come playing with us. We
Because
ain't
you
got
know, Miss,
time for that.
I'm not a player, so I can say this and I won't get fined. But you know, homegirl with the shaved
Oh
sides,
yeah.
the one that
Oh
ran
yeah.
from the scurry,
Yeah.
when you're supposed to be
I know
protecting the
exactly who you
girl,
talking
She
about.
ran
you
from him.
ran away from
She
it.
said, "Let me tell you what I'm not doing, okay?
Ain't got nothing to do. My name is Bennett, and I ain't in it.
I ain't getting in the
Okay.
middle of that."
She
She
didn't
said
want no
that's not
part.
my job description, but sis,
Okay.
it is actually.
Baby.
It is. Well, ladies, I thought that this was fun. I thought that I think that we should do this again because the heat check was hot, and
Yeah.
Boy.
it's only
Oh,
gonna
on
get
Thursday we
hotter.
coming back and we gonna have a heat check because I got some comments about our take on Flage Johnson. We ain't get into that today, but we
Okay,
will tap into that on Thursday's episode. Please
we sure
Okay.
believe
will be. We
we
will be
will.
tapping in, and you guys tap in too. Like, comment, and subscribe. Because this is the Six Woman podcast, and this is where women's basketball lives.
I love that.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Mhm.
We are going to log out, but I'll see you ladies later.
All right,
Bye.
deuces.
Good night.
Bye.